Good morning. This is DG Vedetto, and it's an October day. I'm taking a walk down through another section of my woodlands along the boundary behind the shed. And what I am looking for, I have the camera pointed up, is for any trees that need attention near the structure or along the path. Clearly, I enjoy the walking through the woods, but I always want to be safe and protect, my property. So I definitely see some trees that need some attention. The question is whether I take them down all the way or keep them halfway up to help support some habitat. I actually believe there's owls in this back section, so I want to be careful and get the experts in. This tree here, smaller, but probably still should be taken. It's leaning, probably will snap off with a good gust or winter storm, so not too close to the shed and not really an area I go behind. The other issue is, I've been told by UNH, or guided I should say, when they came down a couple years back when I first started my passion project here, that you have to be selective with trees, to keep your forest healthy, take down some of the thinner things to get some sunlight down in here. But I just find it so intoxicating, this, the woodlands. And I love just even the interesting stumps that I find, because I know it must be a place where the chipmunks or squirrels or somebody lives in there. But there's I started doing some work here. I get a little sidetracked down the other end. It needed more attention. But all these little trees, I should, thin them down, be selective, and decide which come down and which will provide the best balance between humans and wildlife. I like to keep a balance of deciduous and conifers. And, a lot of times I take them down halfway. And I do that for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason is, I think when you're pruning and cutting, if you take and just cut everything down, I like to cut a few, stand back from it, see how it looks, making sure that I'm not over pruning or taking care of what needs to. I also like to come in first and kind of make sure there's no poison ivy, and luckily I haven't had that. And if there's bittersweet, which is usually on the boundaries, at least that's been my experience, that I take care of that first. So it's kind of a thoughtful process with me. I just love the tree cover. And when the snow comes, it is really pretty, because the snow just, it is beautiful. Not so beautiful in April for me, but I really do enjoy it. It's my time when I just love to write. So I'm going to turn the camera back up to kind of look at the canopy and see what, if anything, needs attention. That's close, immediate attention. It seemed too bad. This area is, just kind of a circle, a loop, and nothing leaning in towards what looks like any kind of issue. Maybe you guys are seeing something I'm not, but so usually when I walk through the woods, I'm showing you all the ground cover. But in this instance, my focus today is really looking at the health of the trees and what I need to kind of plan for and budget for the spring. So that's a big one, white pine. I think also when you take and look at trees when they have leaves on it, for most people it makes it a little easier, because clearly it's, a little more of an indication that something is dead to the person who's not an expert. But if you walk with experts and listen, you can learn a lot. Like that tree there snapped off, got rid of the top of it. This one here is kind of big and could use to be trimmed up a little bit. But it's intended to be kind of natural down here. So as long as there's really no hazard, I'd like to kind of leave it. And that whole area over there, we've talked about that. And that's, you know, just dead trees down and provides habitat. So turning back up to complete the loop. Most of the leaves are down. We got very little color here in New Hampshire. The drought was significant. But I will tell you, if you never understood the benefit of having trees on your property, you probably would have understood it this year, because my country grass up by the house was totally burnt out, and to the point where I canceled any services because it was like a dust bowl. Leaning trees over a path, if they're healthy, is kind of cool. Oh, we have some birds up there. Not quite sure who they are. But wildlife has been, oh, they're tiny. Actually, I continue to learn. Not quite sure what they are. A lot of birch. You know, it's interesting about birch. I did clean over this area a little bit. And one of the reasons I did that was the birch get kind of dark, but when you clean up a little and the sun hits them, they turn bright white. They're beautiful. So definitely a benefit. I think I took a small cedar tree. A lot of times I don't just get rid of the saplings. I put them in pots and find other places to put them in. See, look at, I have all these nice white birch now. And I believe I have a yellow birch. I think that's what I identified it as. For anyone that wants to start learning about, you know, what's in their areas, that Seek app on the phone has been a huge help to me. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a yellow birch. I only found one of these on my property, but I also found a, you know, giant maple, striped maple, and I just love those leaves for the maples. You know, traditional maple leaf, but they actually are huge. This is the area where all the bittersweet was. Looks like we're doing pretty good. I hope that I'm ready for some tree planting here. There's no wires. The wires are on the other side. And I hope to put a couple of, you know, evergreen style trees, hopefully native. I don't have to worry about height. There's no power lines on the side. So that should be pretty good. So anyway, hope everyone's having a good day. Please be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.